Okay, so there were 9 questions on the front side of this. I told you to choose 6, okay? There was a reason I told you to choose 6. Did anybody figure out that reason? Emmett?
Maybe because
Reese?
3 of them weren't, I guess, built the right way.
Okay, and not 3 of them. Okay, she said 3 of them were not built the right way, or they didn't give us enough information. Really, 2 of them did not give us enough information. Finley, which 2?
7 and 8 were not solvable.
Okay, and they weren't solvable with our knowledge base. They are solvable, but we have to know what the Pythagorean theorem is. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And that's not in our 6th grade realm of what we need to learn, okay? So if you tried 7 and 8, you probably got stuck. I'm going to draw number 7 up here because 8 was very similar. Okay, they were standard trapezoids. 10, 13. It told us the whole bottom was 20. That went down, that went down, that was 13. So what's missing? Why can't I solve that one? And again, this, how they drew it was kind of confusing. Is this part of the shape? No, that's just showing from here to here is 20. So Paxton, what's missing? Why, if you went to try and solve that one, you would get stuck? The height, because I can pick out base 1, okay, base 1, here's base 2, but I need the distance connecting those bases. I need this distance right here. It should be given there or there, and it's not. So you cannot solve number 7 or 8 because they don't give you enough information. Lena?
I did 8, and for the height, I kind of just
You guessed?
kind of.
We can't.
Number, whenever dotted and then the base 4, it kind of looked the same length.
Okay, but we can't use our eyes to guess.
What if you?
Okay, do you want to know the actual? So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, we have time. So a would be 6. So 6 squared plus b squared equals 10 squared. I'm rewrite the formula, substitute. What's my next step going to be? Solve. Okay, 36 plus b squared equals 100. To solve an equation, you get variables on one side, constants on the other. 964, square root of b squared equals the square root of 64. So this is actually 8. Okay? But, okay, but, no, that is for number 8. I solved it for number 8. The one you were talking about. Okay? So, with our knowledge base, because do you guys have that stuff in your brain? No. 8th grade. Yep, 8th grade. You. If you are looking from one side of a right triangle, use the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You do not know that. You do not need to know that. You need to know how to find the area of a trapezoid when you are given the bases and the height. So, this one, I told you to choose 6 because it was impossible to solve 2 of them. The 7th one you could have just picked, okay? But I was hoping if you tried 7 or 8, you would have stopped and thought, hey, I can't do this one. I'm going to have to do another one. Raise your hand if you got to that point, if you did that. If you looked at it and you're like, oh, I don't know the height, so you moved on to a different one. That was the purpose, okay? So number 1, if you solve number 1, I'm going to write these on the board. Not everybody solved the same ones, so you will have to check yours. Number 1, the answer is 46. I guess they're all units. Yeah. Units squared. Number 2, 40 units squared. Number 3 is 50 units squared. Number 4, 54 units squared. Number 5, 138 units squared. Number 6, 72 units squared. 7 and 8, you didn't know how to do. I'll go ahead and give you the answers. 7 was 180, and 8 was 72. Number 9 is 36.
Wait, what? 36. Wait, what?
Shh. That's what this says. So your bases, everybody, if you miss number 9, if you look at number 9, your bases are 3 and 9. Why are your bases 3 and 9 and not 3 and 6, Emmett?
So on the left side of number 9, it's 3. And on the right side of number 9, it's 6.
Yeah, you have to look. Oops, that was wrong. This one was dotted. You have to look at how it's given. They gave us 3, 6. Where would they have gave us the number if it was for the whole side, do you think? Parker?
I actually have a question about it.
Okay.
Couldn't you just have divided the triangle from the square and done this the
Could you have decomposed it? Yeah. You could have decomposed it and rearranged it.
no, not rearrange it. Just do the area of the triangle, then the area of the square.
And add them together. Yep, that's still decomposing. You're decomposing it into 2 shapes and adding them together. Yep. But do you guys see why this whole side is 9? Again, that was a trick one. It was a trick one. Paxton.
Are we also supposed to do problems on the side?
Yes. Did you do some on the back? There's the answers if you want to check them. But they got more challenging on the back. They were more like this one where you had to focus, pay attention. And again, it's not that you're incapable of doing them. It's just yesterday was day 1, so I wanted you to try some of the easier ones. Okay, are there any questions? Any of them you want me to work out? Emma, which one? Number 5. Okay, besides number 5, are there any other ones?
No.
Emmett, you don't have any questions? Are you sure? Okay, number 5. Let's see, 13, 14, 12, 9. Okay, first thing, who can tell me the formula without looking at your paper for area of a trapezoid? Emma, go ahead, since you asked for this problem. All over 2. Okay, so we rewrite the formula. Substitute in what we know. Kanan, what are my 2 bases in this, and how do you know?
9 and 14.
Okay, how do you know?
Because they're both parallel.
Yeah, they are both parallel. And again, if you're more of a visual person, which means you need to see it, if I highlight them, I should see 2 lines that would never touch. So I'm going to substitute those in. 14 plus 9 times all over 2. How do I find my height, Abby?
By seeing which one is the right angle for it.
Yeah, and I always like to go down the center, so I like to, because it's always from base to base, but then I can see that's not given, but where is that same distance given, Bryson?
The right.
Yeah, over on the right side, and it shows me the right angle. So my height is 12. Now, this one had big numbers, so if you miss this one, my suggestion is look at your substitution step. If your substitution step looks exactly like mine, where is your error? Paxton?
Multiplication.
In your multiplication, okay? Which are we going to make some multiplication errors sometimes? Okay, and on this one, this would probably be one that we might make some errors on. 14 plus 9 is 25 times 12 divided by 2. What's the trick from multiplying by 25? Cam? Think of quarters. Emma, if you have 12 quarters, first, how many quarters in $1? 4. So 4 is 100. 8 is, how many cents would you have if you have 8 quarters? If 4 quarters is 100 cents. $2, which is 200 cents. And then we add 4 more quarters. 4 quarters, so each one's worth 25 cents. And if that way doesn't work for you, okay, if you're following me, if you have 12 quarters, how much money do you have, Maya?
Isn't it
14 plus 9. Oh, yeah. Woo! Math teacher can't add. I added 11, sorry.
You knew that confusing stuff, right?
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted you to talk about quarters. 14 plus 9 is not 25. What is 14 plus 9? 23. So, I have no tricks for multiples of 23 besides go out to the side, do the math. 4, 0, 3, 2. Right? 6, 4, 0, 3, 2. Okay, 276 divided by 2. We may have to go out to the side, do some more work. There we go. So lots of math. Did you have this step correct? Okay, so you messed up. Did you have this step correct? Okay, so you messed up in the multiplication there. Okay? Any others? Okay, I'm going to give you a recap, kind of what we're doing for the next 4 days. Okay? Today, we are going to write down all of the formulas that we've talked about so far. I'm going to add one more. You already know it. You don't even really have to have it. Okay? You're going to do a review sheet today where you have to apply all of those different formulas. So the first thing you have to do is look at the shape and decide what shape am I working with, what formula do I need. Okay, so you have a review sheet. I am collecting it tomorrow. Tomorrow in class, we're doing an activity to practice finding areas of various shapes. On Monday, you have another review sheet. Okay, I'm just going to, what's the best way to practice these?
Do math.
To just do them, practice them, okay? They take practice. So Monday, I'm giving you a review sheet and I'm giving you the answers to that review sheet. You have the entire class time to work on the problems, try and get to the answers that you know are the answers. If you get stuck, I am there to help you because on Tuesday, we have a quiz. What do you think the quiz is over?
Math.
More specific.
Area formulas.
Callan, what did you say? Yeah, area of all of these different shapes, okay? It's not just trapezoids, it's not just triangles, it's not just rectangles. It's all of them on the same piece of paper, okay? So I am going to pass out a paper. I don't want you to get started on it yet. Okay, on your desk, this is your work page. Kinley, when you turn this in to me tomorrow, what should it look like? Yes, it should have lots of work on it. Next to name of shape. What are some things you could possibly have next to name of shape, Lena?
Rectangle.
Rectangle, Callan. Trapezoid. Parallelogram. Triangle, okay? Those are shapes. So each of these, the first thing you're going to do is identify what shape you're working with. Then you will write the appropriate formula. So don't write this because this isn't correct. But if number 1 was a triangle, you would write triangle. And then you would write the area formula. What is the area formula for a triangle, Maya? A equals base times height divided by 2. Then you would have a substitution step. I'm making this up. Don't write this. Okay, you may have some scratch work out here to the side. Okay, that's where if you don't have enough room out there, you may have to do some scratch work on loose leaf. Okay? So, we'll talk about the maze in just a second, but flip this piece of paper over to the back. I will answer all of those questions right now. I'm just trying to go over some stuff. But the answer to that is no. I want to see what you are capable of doing on your own. Okay, mine's not letting me scroll, so I'm just going to pull up. Oh, now we're going. Okay, so on the back. So under number 18, see how you guys have a bunch of white space. I don't have white space, so I'm going to go to my whiteboard, but you're doing it under there, under those problems on the back. I want you to write formulas. Someone tell me a shape and its appropriate formula. Emmett.
Triangle is area equals base times height divided by 2.
Okay, so let's write triangle. A equals base times height divided by 2. And then kind of box it in so you know that formula goes with that shape. Abby, give me another one.
Rectangle.
Okay, rectangle. And I don't care where you put these at the bottom. I'm going to just put them up here wherever they fit. What's the formula, Abby?
A equals length times width.
Good job. A equals L times W. Shape number 3, Parker.
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid. He picked the hard one. Trapezoid. Go for it, Parker.
A equals base 1 plus base 2 times h divided by 2.
All over 2. Good job. What are we missing, Brant? So all of these are, a triangle is not a quadrilateral. A rectangle is a quadrilateral, so is a trapezoid. Lena?
A parallelogram.
Parallelogram. So we were missing a type of quadrilateral, but we needed to be more specific. So parallelogram.
The longest word on this.
Yep, it is a long one. Okay. Formula. Brady?
Base 1.
That's trapezoid.
Base times height.
That's it. Good job. Now, I'm going to add one. And you can survive without this one. Okay? You may think they know the formula for area of a square, and it's not length times width. That's why we can survive without it. Cam?
A equals side by side.
So side squared, which means side length equals the area. Because on a square, sometimes they just say the side length is 7. What is the area? They don't say the length is 7 and the width is 7. So that is one that we can survive without because we usually just do length times width, and we know that the length and the width are the same. Okay, now flip your maze over to the front. I want you to find the arrow that says start and highlight it in. Find the arrow that says start and color it in with your highlighter. The arrow. Okay, so on your paper, it's kind of up here at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just colored that in. Now, whatever hexagon it is pointing to, I want you to take your highlighter that you just colored it in with and just trace around the outside of that hexagon. To where you're just outlining it. The outside, not the parallelogram, not the shape you're finding the area of. So look up if you're confused. Highlight around it. You're saying, this is a problem I am doing. On this maze, you will not complete all of the problems. So Kanan, will you complete all of the problems on this paper? No. You will solve the problem that you just highlighted around. Okay? If you notice around the outside of that hexagon, there are numbers. Let me borrow this. Okay, don't do anything yet. Right here, there is a 300. Right here, there is a 13. And there is a 35 right there. You will follow your answers to the next problem. So for example, I'm making this up. Do not copy this down. I don't even know what problem is in that hexagon. Let's say we find the area of this. This is, we're calling problem number 1. Okay, why do you think we're calling that problem number 1, Lena? It's the first problem we're doing. So on our work page, we will work it in box 1. You have to name the shape. Once you answer that, and again, I'm making this up, if you figure out that the answer is 300, you would highlight the 300, and then which problem do you think you would do next, Brant? Yeah, you would do the one attached to 300. Okay? If your answer was 13, you would do the answer, or the box that was right here would be your second problem. How do you think you know when you are finished? Kanan? When you get to the end box. Once you hit that one, then you will just trace the end and you are done. Kanan? No. Nope. Okay? Now, there are 18 boxes on your work page. You will not fill those all in.
Good.
Okay? Once you get to the end, you are done. Maya. What'd you say? I can't hear what you're even saying. I'm sorry. Okay, so she's looking at the one that kind of looks like a kite. Do we have a formula for area of a kite? No. No, but what is that kite composed of? Kinley? Look in there. Avery? 2 triangles or 4 triangles. So you could just write down, to name the shape, you could write down triangles, but you would have more than one problem in there, okay? I see what you were asking. Questions on what you're doing? Okay, you have the rest of the time to work. I am collecting this, so if you finish it in class and want to turn it in, you can. Right now, write your name at the top of both pieces of paper. If you would prefer to decompose and rearrange, that's fine. Okay, but on your quiz, you have to use the formulas, so you might want to practice it that way. And all of your formulas are on back, so there's no excuse to not have the right formula.